Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Remko Rinkema, and this is Run It Back, the show in which you get to relive some of the most epic moments in poker history. And today I am diving into more of Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. Previously, there you have it, right on the screen. Eli Elezra showed up to High Stakes Poker to battle with the greats. It's Phil Ivey, it's Tom Dwan, it's Gus Hansen, Antonio Esfandiari. Everyone at this table is someone you know, and in some cases, you might have already seen this before because we are running it back. This is Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. My name is Remko Rinkema, and if you have any questions, please send them into the chat. We're running solo today, which means I have more time for your questions. I have more time to answer, some strange ones in case we have some good questions out there in the chat. And of course, we also have more time to listen to the action as we dive deeper and deeper into High Stakes Poker Season 6. If you missed any of the action last week, I had Kristen Bicknell on the show and Christy Arnett. So, two amazing stories right there that you can go back to and listen. We watched High Stakes Poker with Christy Arnett, and we watched the Poker Masters and US Poker Open with Kristen Bicknell, who was at both of the final tables that we managed to watch. So basically, what we're doing today is just enjoying the show and going through this and reliving these moments. I have not seen this in many, many years, so I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. I mean, we all know the song, of course, and then we have Gabe Kaplan with us. Let me just go through this because obviously we don't need to have Gabe introduce the lineup. We already know what's happening. Let's look at these stack sizes real quick here. Ivy, 750K. Tom Dwan, close to $500,000. And then as you can see it further down the list, Negreanu with the smallest stack, $186,000 in front of him. Already seeing some action in the chat. I really appreciate it. We have Ramsey on Facebook. We have Mohammed. We have Giuseppe. We have B from Vietnam. I appreciate that. Let me know where you're watching from. We have Lloyd saying, great lineup. I agree, Lloyd. This is probably one of the best lineups ever assembled on High Stakes Poker. YouTube also, Wisco Baron, as always, with us. Tim Duckworth, you should go back to work, buddy. No time to be in the chat with me. Let's see. Lap is saying, so Ivy and Dwan couldn't make it to comment today. I mean, I'm not going to make any promises, but there's a greater chance than zero that I will have Dwan or Ivy on this show before the year is over. I am working on it. Brent Hanks is working on it. We are trying to get something good going and see what's happening with those guys. Let's just check in on this first hand here. Let's see what's going on.
He would not have called if he had seen the 4 of hearts. However, he didn't see the 4 of clubs, and we see it on the flop there. He's flopped a set of 4s, and both Ellie and Phil have flopped jacks. Phil has a better kicker. Ellie bets out 6,500. Phil calls.
Bah.
Gus says, bah, have you any wool? And now to Mr. Dario with his set of 4s.
The final 4 in the deck, as one got exposed, as we saw.
Dario raises to 23,000. Ellie, who's losing $200 so far out of the 200,000 he started out with, and that's hair tonic for a week. He has the straightest hair of any Israeli in the world, by the way. He's thinking maybe Dario doesn't have anything here, but he does have Phil Ivey behind him. So he releases, and Phil Ivey immediately knows this wasn't a good spot.
Dario.
Wow.
Dario.
I think that's probably the first hand we've ever seen Dario win. For the people who have been with me here on Run It Back for many, many weeks, we've seen Dario Minieri get crushed over the last few weeks by various different players, Phil Ivey being one of them as well. Seeing some questions coming into the chat. I appreciate it. Let's tackle some of these. Wisco Baron is asking about my bike. I'm riding a Canyon right here. This is my Canyon Grail, in case you want to look that up. Jake is asking, who are the top 3 players you wish could come to get on the show? On this show, okay. He says Phil Lock, maybe? Yes, Phil Lock, 100%. Ivy and Dwan, definitely. Gus Hansen would be amazing to get on the show. I still think it would be fun to have anyone who played on High Stakes Poker review their own play. So Eli Elezra, me and Eli have been texting. Eli is going to be on the show. We're just going to have to find a good time to do it. So that would be awesome. But at the top of the list, it has to be Tom Dwan, Phil Ivey, Gus Hansen, and Patrick Antonius. Those guys just have stories to tell that we don't really know too much about. So curious to see how they would do. Let's have a look. We have, oh, wow, we have tons of people from all over the world. We have Indiana, Manchester, Ukraine, Vancouver, Maryland. What else do we have? We have Albany, New York. We have Texas, Croatia, Ohio, Mississippi, Philippines. Let's see. Lewiston, New York, Philly, Florida, Delaware. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. Let me know where you're watching from. I really appreciate it. We have a good crowd already here on Run It Back. Mike D is saying, I wish you could get Jamie Gold and run back the 06 main event. Well, Jamie Gold, in case you are watching the show, you've already promised to be with me here. So please, let's do that. Let's do Run It Back. Let's watch the 06 main event. All right, Dario Minieri involved again, making it 18,000 with ace queen suited.
Right here.
Let's see where this goes.
King Jack for Antonio.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Gus would have flopped 3 10s. Dwan checks. Continuation, Dario? No, grazie.
Huh.
That 9 gives Tom Dwan a double belly buster, make a straight with an 8.
I guess Minieri's just giving up on this hand because he could have just bet this flop, and as we can see the cards, that would have probably taken it.
Honey and milk and honey.
And of course, that's good for 31-8. Dario must be thinking, should I come over the top here? Try to represent King's full? Dwan says, try it, son. It would have worked, but Dario can't pull the trigger.
Wow, Dario gives up to Dwan, who's always aggressive. For the people in the chat who are wondering, yes, I am live right now. I'm talking to you live. But the action, of course, is Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. If you are a fan of High Stakes Poker, please know that all 7 seasons are now available on PokerGo. And we are bringing High Stakes Poker back. Season 8 is coming to PokerGo. So, stay tuned for that. It's coming real soon. We're working really hard on making it possible, making it safe, and getting all those lineups together. I've already seen some of the lineups. And let me tell you, they are insane. These lineups are just ridiculous. There's a lot of names that you know and a lot of names that you guys have been begging for. So very excited to bring High Stakes Poker to PokerGo. And then also, of course, this week, High Stakes Duel. Round 3, 400K on the line. Phil Hellmuth versus Antonio Esfandiari. We all know what happened in the first 2 rounds. Antonio lost back-to-back, and we're seeing him on the screen right now. Antonio and Phil battling it out for 400K. If Phil Hellmuth wins again, it's over. This first round of matches is over. Hellmuth wins 400K. If he loses, Antonio Esfandiari moves on to round 4. It's going to be an 800K match, and then it is up to Hellmuth whether or not he wants to re-challenge, because clearly, he hasn't lost yet, so he can still re-challenge. So a ton of money on the line on High Stakes Duel, live and exclusively on PokerGo tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it, exclusively on PokerGo this time. Tonight, we have the Hype Show, Alina Jad and Nick Schulman, getting you caught up on all the action from the first 2 rounds, and of course, delivering some spicy takes on round 3. That's going to be at 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, that is. And then tomorrow, weigh in half an hour before the start, available on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and PokerGo. And then straight into the action at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is going to be round 3. Don't miss it. It's going to be crazy either way, because if Antonio wins, we got an $800,000 match on our hands. If Phil Hellmuth wins, we might never see Antonio again. He might just run away. So let's see how that goes. Okay, we got another hand here coming up. This is Dwan, Ivey, and Hansen, 3 of my favorites. Let's see where this goes.
And here's the guy with the real hand. He sidearms at 2,800 in there. Little stare from Durr. I think Gus likes that ace. He's hoping somebody has an ace.
If you're watching this right now, let me know in the chat, who are you rooting for? Who's your favorite player from this lineup?
He's going to follow through with his plans. Going to try and stick his hand in the cookie jar.
So once again,
you got some tough cookies here. And this one happens to have 3 jacks. He just sidearms the 9,000 in there and calls. Interesting, the aces pair. And Gus is probably saying, please don't have the ace, Phil. Please don't have the ace.
Check.
Phil checks. Gus says, oh, maybe he's got a queen. Maybe I should check here. I can't check. I'm on TV. $22,200. It would be extraordinary if Phil comes over the top here.
Nope.
Nope. Not going to happen.
There it is. One for Gus Hansen with 3 of a kind. So many things to shout out here. We have London in the house. We have people from the Netherlands. Always love to see my home country represented. We have Canada. We have Finland. VT is saying, our Patrick already said he's coming on the show. Yes, he did. Patrick already did say he was coming on the show. So we're going to have Patrick Antonius on this show in the future when it plays out. Plays out right as far as timing goes. Wisconsin in the house. Phil Hellmuth represent. He's, of course, from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Who's
We
this?
have a new player.
Oh, boy.
And here he is. His name is Jason Mercier. He's a tournament specialist.
We have stranger we never see before, just came to the game.
And Kara got a chance to catch up with him just before.
All right, Jason Mercier joining the action. He looks like he's straight from Florida. The backwards hat, the sort of half see-through sunglasses, the I guess the tribal type shirt. How do you feel about Jason's fashion choices here? I'm kind of curious to hear how you guys feel. Let me get caught up on the chat here. It's going pretty wild. We have Team Hansen, Team Ivey. Let's see who else. We have Negreanu, a lot of fans there too. Kit K says Dario was always a maniac to watch. Could go off at any moment. Yes, that is very, very true. We have Montreal in the house. Ricardo was asking, is Gus coming back? I'm not sure if Gus is coming back, but I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him come back. That'd be amazing. More the Netherlands shout-outs. We have lots of love for Dwan and Hansen as well. Not seeing any Antonio and Phil fans in the chat yet, but I do hope that you guys are joining us for high-stakes duel tomorrow, which is going to be incredible. We have Cyprus, we have Beirut, Missouri, Romania, Toronto, Kentucky, Westchester, New York, England, Denmark, Arkansas, Colorado, Minot, North Dakota. I was in Bismarck, North Dakota earlier this year. That is really cool. Really funny. Did a lot of bike riding there, by the way, on the old gravel bike. Texas, Belize. Wow, you guys are killing it in the chat today. I really appreciate it. Please keep sending in the questions if you have them. We're watching Season 6 of High Stakes Poker right now.
And you also have to have your 200,000 on the table.
There it is.
So
There's the brick.
They're online player. They say 200K. We say 200,000.
He looks more like a swimmer to me than a poker player.
You should probably get some more racks to fill up the table. Yeah.
We should lift up his shirt, see if he shaves his body. The deuces are good enough for Jason in his first hand to raise to 5,500. And here's Tom Dwan on the button with ace-3 offsuit.
Tom Dwan's
I have no idea what he is going to do.
He's always going to do something crazy, Tom Dwan. We know it.
Where you know him from?
Huh?
Where you know him from?
He just came. He was 4th when I was in Europe. I came 2nd.
Oh.
And he wins every other tournament in Europe.
Okay.
Basically.
Here you go, Jason. 19,200. You're swimming with the sharks now.
Wow. This is really at the start
How
of
much is it?
Jason
I
Mercier's
guess
height.
you want to welcome him to the table?
Welcome to the table, sir.
Jason really thinking about this. I would think he's got so much invested he would call. The deuce doesn't come on the flop and Dwan bets, throw it away, but he's going to release now.
Wow, look how bored Ivey is. First, Ivey had to give up his seat next to him that he had his legs propped up on, and now he has to, sit through some more tanking.
Give me a good hand. First time I just wanted to.
I lay 3-1. I lay 3-1 that Jason have a better hand than Tom.
I definitely had a better hand.
I bet Tom did.
I'll bet Tom did. I'm betting on
3-1?
Before.
I get 3-1.
How much?
I'll take freaking 3-1. Tom,
Yeah?
he gets hands too by accident.
Okay, but we're
sometimes,
gonna have to listen to it. You can bet a dime.
What if it's
each.
what if it's a coin flip?
Book?
Booked.
Well, whichever one is better?
Yeah, what is
I want
better?
to bet.
That's
Well,
The following time.
Like, it's king, queen
if it's a
suited?
coin flip, we're gonna have to put a. We're gonna call it a
Thanks.
tie.
All right, that's
Appreciate
fine.
Done?
Booked.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can I bet more?
You want to bet 2 dimes?
Yeah, 2 times.
And
I love this.
Phil, don't forget your straddle.
What? If he says what he had, I'll tell you if it was better or not.
Okay. All right. You want a dime too? You said. Oh, you know what? You got 2 dimes.
All right.
Okay, done. But you have
what
to
dimes
tell
means.
us, right?
If he says what he
Are
had,
you
I'll
guys
tell you
gonna
if it
tell
was
us we
better or
have a
not.
Or
$6,000?
Dur can tell what he has.
I'm
and
not
then-
saying what
and
I
then he
had.
can.
You don't?
Not yet.
Will you tell us after?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So we'll know later.
I guess it's a bet.
Oh boy.
We have a bet.
I love these side bets. All right, like you guys in the chat, please keep those questions coming. I'm gonna get caught up here on all the action. Let's see. People are asking if Gabe Kaplan's coming back to commentate. I think there's a good chance that we'll have Gabe involved in some kind of capacity. Gabe, of course, legend of the show. Wisco Baron says, "Can Mitch get a studio tour?" Of course. Whenever the world returns to normal, Mitch is going to get his studio tour. Someone with a name that I can't pronounce says, "We want Brad Owen on the new High Stakes." Wouldn't that be something? You know, please keep tagging him, and maybe we'll make it happen. Who knows? Mississippi in the house. Love seeing that as well. Haven't seen too many people watching from Mississippi. Hapos says, anyone else hates Antonio, or is it just me? Why do you hate Antonio? Let me know. Is there more Antonio hate in this chat as well? Please let me know how you guys feel. Tim is asking, Remko, if High Stakes Poker came back and you had to choose your 6-person lineup, who's in it? Very, very easy. Guy Liberté, Dola Brunson, Phil Ivey, Tom Dwan, Gus Hansen, and the 6th player, let's see, Sami Farha. There it is. 6 players. Let me know if you guys want to chime in. Give me your 6 names. Six names. 6 names for High Stakes Poker. Let me know what your lineup is. Be creative. Don't be boring. Let's go for this. Let's see. Antonio, a kid is saying, Antonio at the table with Phil Locke is always the best. Yes, I do like them as a pair. They are always great to see together. Let's see where this hand goes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what we say. It's a chop.
Well, that would be a coin flip.
What if it's like ace-2 against 10-9 suited? That's a flip.
Ace-2 win.
It's a flip.
Sure.
It's a flip.
It's
That's
just
like
as
more
much
than
a flip
but
as
still,
ace-king against 5s.
Yeah.
You want to just go to the exec, put it in the
That's
computer
fine.
and see?
All right.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
We'll
So
do
whoever
it.
has the best hand on the computer, no matter what.
You got it.
Booked.
And you laid 3 to 1? You can do it.
I know my man Jason. He wouldn't come and
Got
raise. He wouldn't come and raise me without nothing.
Definitely not you.
I raised.
Pre-flop you raise with it, but you check the flop or you check the turn or something, right?
I check called flop.
Check call the flop. Okay.
Bob Fosse would
you
be
wanna bet
proud
on
of
the
Gus
best
for this
hand?
movement here.
What do you want to bet? You want the best hand or not?
The flop was queen 10 small.
I'll say if he
You
says.
check call the flop, and the turn came a king,
Not gonna kill people's actions now.
and you check move all in. And pass
Interesting
the call.
hand here going on. Ivy with the pair. Not scared of the jacks on board.
Another call from
Hansen is firing away with his ace-king high.
Why? So obviously
Right,
Patrick
you
had
guys aren't
queen
gonna lie.
jack, I believe. You know why?
I prefer to
Because he
wait.
turn.
Don't
he
you wanna know what
turn-
Dur 3 bet you on the
Maybe
first
like
one?
he would mark. He said
maybe
there's
like
no
one
reason
orbit.
to deal it twice, right? If he flop a set.
I'm
or
just
I think
gonna
it's
say
a
if
good
his was better or
information.
not, that's all.
Oh, you're not gonna
No,
say
for
that.
I'm not gonna say what I had. I'm gonna
Sure.
say if this is.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Tom,
I'll
you
say
agree
what I
with
had.
me
I'll
that
say
I'll
you
say
agree
what he
with
had.
me that
Come on.
oh it's
They
over
might.
10?
We were close. We're close.
I'll send it now. I sent a 6
Okay.
dime. You want
no
it now?
third bullet from
hold on.
Gus.
Oh, wow, he gives up.
Jason.
Ivy wins a big one there, 54K his way. I'm going to promise you the pots are going to get bigger and bigger here on the show tonight, today, depending on where you are watching this from. We have tons of hands left to be played here on Run It Back. We're getting some lineups. Send your 6 names in and let me know who you want to see on High Stakes Poker. I will tackle some of these lineups and break them down for you to see if there might have been anyone's in there that are close to the truth. Let's see. We have Halifax, Nova Scotia in the house. We have Scotland. We have some requests for Tony G and Phil Hellmuth. That is, of course, always a great battle to see. Alabama in the house. Always good to have as many states represented as possible. Let's see what else we have here. Some requests for Victor and Linus. Some new school kids. I appreciate that as well. We'd love to see some more new school kids in the lineup. Ooh. That tune.
Welcome back to High Stakes Poker.
All right, lots of cash on the table. Please keep sending in those 6-player lineups. Let's tackle a few right now. Legolas says Dwan, Antonio, Farha, Negreanu, Polk, and Garrett Adelstein. Not bad, not bad. I like that. That's a good one. Let's see. We have Farha, Gold, Seaver, Dwan, Ivey, Negreanu. And then he says gold gets crushed. I do like the inclusion of Seaver. I think Seaver is great for this. Let's see where this hand goes. Yeah, ace-jack and ace-jack. This might be a big pot.
No, I just
Ace-jack for Jason also.
Give me one big one. This way I can put it right there.
Raised to 15-2.
There we go.
You play 200, right?
Yeah, I have like 194, 193 now.
The online kids battling. Both former Supernova elites, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. Jason Mercer, also a former Supernova elite. Dario Minieri was, I believe, one of the first, along with Elke.
And we have the battle of the ace-jacks.
All right, let me know now. Let me know now. Who's going to win this hand? Jason Mercer or Dario Minieri? We have ace-jack versus ace-jack. Dario has the slight edge with the spades. Let me know right now in the chat. Who is going to win this hand? Jason Mercer or Dario Minieri? I have no idea. The last time I saw this was when it first aired, so I don't know who won this hand. So pick your favorite, pick your guy, and let's see where this hand goes. It could be a tie as well, by the way. That's very possible.
Not really a comfortable flop for these players. As the 5% indicates, Jason's the only one that could win if 2 more hearts came up.
We got some chop. We got some chops in the chat. Let's see. Are you gonna check it down? That'd be lame.
Unless someone can work some magic here, it's going to be a split pot.
God, I hope someone bets.
Not much magic in a $17,600 bet at this point. Dario's trying to get some value here if he's got the best hand. He's also saying, hey, I might really have a bigger hand, and I'm betting half the pot at this point because I want you to raise. Jason's not going anywhere.
The cash is just falling over. No big deal. So far, we're heading for a chop,
Don't
guys.
think Dario particularly likes that call.
I wonder what happens on the river here.
3 clubs on the board.
Oh.
Check.
Oh.
check.
The
Both
chops have
players
it.
Happy to check.
The chops have it. If you pick chop, congratulations. You just won absolutely nothing. But I do respect you for picking the chop here. Let's go through some more comments here as far as lineups go. Albert on Facebook is saying Locke, Helmuth, Brunson, Negreanu, Ivey, Dwan. That is a classic lineup. I feel as though those players have all played together on high-stakes poker in the past. We have Edmund Ford saying Helmuth, Tony G, Mike DeMouth, Phil Locke, and 9 High Like a Boss and Negreanu. No, I do not want William Kassouf on this show. I can't handle it. He just talks too much. Mark Smith from the Netherlands clearly is saying Lex, Zadelhoff, Lusker, Buchen, Hollink, and myself. I appreciate the love for the Dutch players. That would be incredible. Larry Davidson watching from South Dakota. Much respect to South Dakota. I went to the Black Hills this summer. It was amazing. Rode my bike there a ton. It's a recurring theme. The bike is definitely important to me. Diego is saying Antonius Helmuth, of course, Dwan, Negreanu, the Great Doyle, and Locke for the laughs. I'm sensing a theme here. We're all sort of going for the same 5 players that are the most important, and then there's some variation there for the sixth player. We have some love for Dario, some Italians in the chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. Selbst, Vanessa Selbst, Mercer, Dan Coleman, Seaver, Bonomo, and Kenny. Okay. I love that lineup, Yash. That is great. That is very, very different. That is a great lineup. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, more action. Ivy just punishing everyone with the 10-9 offsuit.
Daniel might have been thinking about a raise, but he just calls.
We've got a poker game, ladies and gentlemen. Wish I was in it.
Antonio does his "I'm a tight player" joke, and Dario smiles. Phil Ivey doesn't find it too funny.
Wow, this hand can go any which way. Okay, we're going to play this game again. Who's going to win this hand? You have 4 players to pick from. Who's gonna win this hand? There's no premium cards. There's no ace kings. There's no pocket jacks or 10s or whatever. We have 4 great players, 4 different hands. Pick your winner right now in the chat. Keep those guesses coming. I have no idea who's gonna win, but we already have 4 players involved with 20K in the middle. So this hand is definitely gonna be interesting. Pick your winner right now. I don't think this one is going to be a chop. Let's roll it.
Daniel Negreanu was flopped an inside straight flush draw, but he can't make it because Phil Ivey has a 10 of diamonds.
This can still go anywhere.
Nobody has a pair.
Wow.
Nobody bets.
Still anyone's game, this hand. Whoever wants it more.
Will anybody bet here?
Wow. Checkaroo. Come on, Gus. Do it. Did anyone guess Gus? Yeah, I'm seeing a few Gus's in the chat. Gus could win this with a bet.
Whoops, sorry, Danny.
Gus is going to take a shot. He's probably thinking somebody might have a little pair or a better ace.
Huge draw for Daniel here.
And Daniel's going to call.
His pairs are also live.
Gus probably thinks he's beat now.
Oh. Is this going check, check? I really wonder.
Gus's only hope is that Daniel had an underpair,
9.
and he checks.
I don't have that beat.
Oh, darn it. I swear I thought 9 might be good.
Oh, wow. All right.
One of those occasions.
If you guess Gus Hansen, you are the winner of nothing, but it's a good guess. I appreciate it. Mark says, I've already watched all seasons of High Stakes Poker. Yeah, me too, Mark, but it's been a while. It's 7 seasons. It's 13 episodes a season. That's like, what, 91 episodes? So clearly tons of action to watch. And we're watching this right now because we are getting ready for Season 8 of High Stakes Poker. PokerGo is bringing High Stakes Poker back, and it's going to be amazing. And we've already seen quite a few names in the chat mentioned that will return on High Stakes Poker. I won't say who, but we've seen some of the names already in the chat of players that are going to be playing. So I appreciate that. Raheem is saying, Ivy, go, my bro. I'm pretty sure Ivy is going to have lots of love here in this chat. Let's go. 6-4 suited for Hansen. Let's see if this hand goes anywhere as I'm breaking down some more. Pie saying, is it a real live show? Well, the cash game action is from Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. I am live, however, so you can ask me whatever you want as we get ready for Season 8 of High Stakes Poker. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, let me remind you guys. High Stakes Duel, 400K matchup. Antonio Esfandiari, Phil Hellmuth, live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, round 3, exclusively on PokerGo. Don't miss the action. It's going to be amazing. More action here. 3-way action. Mediocre hands. If you want to guess, be my guest. I love this. I love this new game that we've invented here on the fly.
Ellie waits till he makes a pair of kings, then he checks. Gus was the original raiser. He's playing Pachi with his chips.
Eli Elezra, very, very strong hand, especially given that
Immediate call
Gus has
from Ellie with his
just backdoor straight and backdoor flush draws.
How many big chips do you have?
No way for Gus to win the hand unless he bluffs Ellie off his top pair. For the people that are asking, Jean Sieber on Facebook in particular, when is Season 8 out? Follow us on Twitter, @PokerGo. and you'll be the first to know when it's coming out. We are working on it right now to make sure we can host that game safely inside the PokerGo studio. So when we do, and when we have the announcement ready, you'll be the first to know if you follow us on Twitter. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing some preview shows here on Run It Back, watching some more of the old school action with some of the players that are going to be on the new season. So don't miss any of that. Also, by the way, while you guys are here, like this video, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. This show is live twice a week. You don't want to miss it because there's just too much high-stakes poker action not to love this show.
King 10.
Oh, John says, I don't have Twitter. Well, Instagram and Facebook also works. Find PokerGo on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Just make sure to follow us on all these platforms. And you'll know immediately when this lineup gets announced and when you can tune in for the action. All right, this hand continues. Hansen continues to bluff at it. Ace on the river. Maybe he'll get funky here.
If Gus was representing aces or ace-king, his hand has just gotten better. Ellie might not mind that ace because if Gus has king-jack or king-queen, it's a split pot now.
Come on, Gus. Give us like 60K on the river. Do it. There it is, 62.
62-2. I have to say
Wow.
one thing. In the past, on a couple of occasions,
I'm proud of myself.
Ellie has thrown away kings to big bets. Now, maybe Gus has watched all the high-stakes poker shows. A lot of these players do, and maybe he's familiar with that history. Maybe that's why he's trying to buy this pot.
I love this bet.
But not this time.
I will not win this hand.
Gus immediately picks
Wow.
up on the fact that he's not going to win the hand. He took a shot.
Huge one for Ellie there, calling it down. Without the ace, I think Gus Hansen saves himself 60K by checking behind. He probably gives up in that case, but he decided to go for it, representing the ace. Let me know in the chat if you liked Gus's bluff there, or do you think maybe not? So let me know in the chat. Do you think Gus Hansen made a good bluff there? We know that it didn't work, but it could still be a good bluff. All right. Gus is missing in action.
Which is the Danish expression for Harry Carey.
Oh, we don't know why Gus is gone, but maybe he's just grabbing some food. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's Gus talking to Kara. Well, that gives us time to get caught up on the chat a little bit. Let's see. Daryl Joseph is saying they're playing some weak hands. Yes, they are. That's the beauty of high-stakes poker. These guys were really gambling, and they are playing with their own money. But clearly, they are looking to be both entertaining for TV, and at the same time, they also just love to mix it up and not fold against each other. As you guys know that are fans of the show, high-stakes poker was definitely the craziest action that we've ever seen on TV, and that's why it is so exciting to bring this back for Season 8, because obviously we're expecting similar stuff. Diego is saying bad bluff. Jean is saying too big of a bet. Mark is saying such an overbet. Well, he did bet 62,000 into 80K, so you got to go, pretty hefty there on the river in case you want to get Elezra to fold. Winston says Elezra is a station, wrong guy to bluff. I mean, I think that a king is also just a very strong card, and Elezra knows that if Hansen is going to bluff, the ace is a very likely card for him to bluff at. Let's see what else is going on. Wilson says, did anyone mention Patrick Antonius for the lineup? He says he loves Antonius. Clearly, Antonius has been mentioned by many, many people. He's a very popular player. Ben Fu says, Ivey, La Liberté, Negreanu, Solomon, Velhouse, Tony G, Paul Fua, and Danny Tang. Wow. Now, that's a lineup of guys that are just going to go nuts. I mean, Guy Liberté is one of my favorite players to watch. And Lex, of course, is a personal friend of mine. I love seeing Lex in the action, so that would be amazing.
Did you want to
Are
win?
you happy with your finish? Do you feel like this cements you as a legend?
Players are talking about how bad it is to have to do interviews after you lose a hand or get knocked out of the World Series of Poker. Could be a lot worse, guys. You could be UFC fighters and have to do interviews after you get the crap beat out of you. How about football players that fumble and lose the game and then the camera follows them around on the sideline afterwards for 5 minutes?
All right. Let's play this game again. I love this game. 4 hands, None of the hands are particularly strong. Of course, Elezra has the edge there with the ace-9. But who's going to win this hand? Let me know in the chat right now. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to get your guesses in because we have four-way action once again here on High Stakes Poker. Esfandiari probably playing his first hand of this entire session. Keep in mind, High Stakes Duel round 3 is coming tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on PokerGo. Let me know who you think is going to win this hand because clearly this can go
Poker
many
players got
different
it
ways.
easy, guys.
All right, low flop. Looks good for Dwan.
Fair here for Tom Dwan. Not much for anybody else. Eli would make the low end of a gut shot with a 3. Tom Dwan picks up a flush draw here also. He's hoping somebody has a king and will bet here.
Wow, lots of
Nobody
checking.
has a king. Nobody represents a king. Check, check, check. Worst card in the deck for Tom Dwan.
Wow. This hand didn't go anywhere.
Hold the presses. Antonio Esfandiari is going to bluff at this pot. Eli is in the zone here. He might call with ace high. And we all know that calling is his Hebrew name. And there he goes. He calls.
This might get
He
Dwan to
wins it.
fold.
Tom Dwan always had the best hand folds. Sees Eli's ace high.
Wow, I play so bad.
That's not
Ace
too bad.
Wow.
Relax,
No,
Tom.
I play really.
That's really funny, actually, because Tom Dwan folds the best hand. Eli calls with the ace high, and the bluff got called from Antonio. Let's see. Todd Michael is saying, Remko, another person who would be insightful to get on the show is David Williams. I think it'd be cool to see him run it back and rewatch some High Stakes Poker. Great idea. I will send David Williams a text and see if he wants to be on the show. It'd be awesome to have him on there. He's done some commentary for some of our live shows, so that'd be great. Let's see if Mercer gets involved in this one. King 10 suited. That's a nice hand.
Last time, in the last set. How do you think we knew everything, all the bets about the Ivy men?
Raise it. 6,100 total.
Antonio on the button is going to raise it to 6,100 with the king queen suited.
Wow. We're potentially
Ellie's got
Oh,
deuces.
wow. This is going to be a big one.
Generally,
I
when
can
you
feel
play
it.
well, you make some good bluffs and some good calls, you get lucky too. Let's see if Eli catches a deuce here.
Ready for this one?
No way. Wow.
Limp and let go.
That's rare
The new Tom Dwan.
for Tom Dwan to do that.
I didn't have much of a
Players for the
choice.
flop.
Oh, look at this flop.
No deuce for Eli, but Jason has flopped the king high flush and checks it. And does the word "fila" mean anything to you folks out there?
Negreanu bets with the top pair. No clubs, though.
Jason's not acting here. He's really not sure what to do. If Daniel has the ace of clubs or a big hand like a set, a straight, he should raise. If he knew what Daniel had, he would just call.
Wow. Boom.
I would have flopped a straight flush too.
You would, huh?
But now he knows Daniel didn't have a big hand.
You would, huh?
But now
Quick fold there from Negreanu to the check raise. Maybe Jason could have made some more money by letting Negreanu bluff, but clearly, if Negreanu had, the ace of clubs or a hand like that, you want to get as much money in as possible before the fourth club hits on the turn of the river, which is obviously always a possibility. VH is asking, is this live? I'm live. I'm talking to you live right now, but the action, of course, is Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. We're throwing it back, some old school poker action. Let's see what we got in the chat. By the way, as we are only, a day or so away from round 3 of High Stakes Duel, please let me know who you're rooting for. $400,000 on the line, Phil Hellmuth versus Antonio Esfandiari. Please let me know Who are you rooting for? Who's your favorite player? Who do you want to see win? Do you want to see Antonio win it so we can get round 4 and have an $800,000 match? Do you want to see Phil win it? And, perhaps that means that Antonio is maybe never going to show his face again because he's going to be so embarrassed that he lost 3 in a row against one of his biggest rivals. All right, Negreanu with the raise. Here comes Tom Dwan with the queens. Let's see how big this pot's going to get.
3 raise, 11-2.
He's like one of the only people I've never played against.
Phil Ivey's got a call with his 8s.
What?
Did I ever play this one? Today.
Yeah.
And Daniel calls immediately.
2008 World Series.
So far this year on high-stakes poker, he hasn't been putting in this much money with suited connectors like this.
About that.
This could
But
be
he feels
huge.
like playing right now.
Wow, you got such a good memory,
We
man.
were at a pretty tough table. Mark Newhouse is there. I think
The 9 for Negreanu with the backdoor straight and flush draw. Ivy doesn't have much going
Daniel
here.
checks his 9s.
Second day or
first day.
I went into the chip league with this one. So the
Yeah,
second
I
day.
went out real quick. But I remember we played a
All
bit.
right, Tom, bet already. We all know you're going to bet, so
Was
bet.
it right or not? Was it
Yeah,
right?
you were right, I had jacks. I have a pretty good memory about playing with people.
You know who is amazing with memory? Doyle.
Doyle?
Doyle remembered hands 20 years ago, 15 years ago. You remember
18-2.
what he laid down?
I could see Ivy calling here one straight.
Phil Ivey giving Dwan credit.
Doesn't-
Doesn't know he's beaten 2 places. Daniel's got a pair, middle pair. He's got backdoor flush possibilities. And Tom Dwan could have anything. Daniel calls the 18. There'll be about 70,000 in the pot. And he'll have about 70,000 left. So he's got a tough decision here.
A total of 88-4. I'm all
Decides to go all in.
Wow, there we go.
I call.
4 total, call.
in. All right.
Oh,
Once
boy.
or twice.
Oh, boy.
Whatever you want.
Twice is good.
Took Dwan.
All right, let me know in the chat. How do you feel about Negreanu's shove here? As you can see on the screen, the stacks are relatively shallow for a game this big, so Negreanu just goes for it with the pair and the 2 backdoor draws. Clearly, he is a huge underdog here, 78% against 22% of Dwan's queens. Let's keep in mind, Tom Dwan's very aggressive, so clearly he could also be bluffing here. And then he'd fold right away, and Negreanu picks up a nice little pot. Do we like the shove by Daniel Negreanu? Let me know in the chat right now, as they are going to run it twice, and we're going to see if Negreanu can get some of his money back, as he needs a lot of help here against the overpair.
About 0.3 of a second to call.
Twice, I'm like 7-1 dog.
To win one.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to win the first one, Daniel.
Feels like a good kind of.
Let's put a diamond out there.
Daniel would be delighted to get a split here, win one of these 2.
Good luck, boys.
All right, still nothing changes. First one to Dwan.
Dwan's just locked up half the pot.
Nope, that's not it.
Why do I feel like there's like a 80-1 chance that this is coming?
It's coming.
Oh,
7
that is
or
not
9?
coming.
Oh, that's not coming. 80-1, I lay against
You
it.
can take it
No,
if you
no,
want.
Yeah, 80.
You can just take it at 30 if you want. 20.
Oh,
There's the
Get
9.
it even more.
If you moan,
there we go.
it will come.
Look at
Chop
this.
it up. Daniel gets his money back. And as I'm looking at the chat, no one liked this move by Daniel Negreanu. Let me see what people are saying here about this. Michael Hanlon says, Dwan is not bluffing in this spot ever. Michael, have you watched High Stakes Poker? Tom Dwan is basically always bluffing. Clearly, he doesn't hold back much of anything if he's playing here on the show. We got some more lineups suggested here. We have JRB, Antonio, Jennifer Tilly, Randall Emmett, Ozzie Matt, and Rob Young. Wow, those are all some new names. I believe that none of those players have ever played on High Stakes Poker before. I don't think Jennifer Tilly did. I know Phil Locke played on High Stakes Poker. Tilly was involved in a lot of the action on Poker After Dark, by the way. All 7 seasons of that also available on PokerGo. All right, here we have Dwan and Esfandiari getting involved. Let's see where this goes.
Eli throws away ace-5 suited. I think he would have called the 3,000. 11,000, a little too much from us.
Antonio's been so tight that he might get very little action here.
Dwan shoots Antonio a look, saying, what's going on here? You haven't re-raised me in 5 years. But I'm Tom Dwan. I can't throw away king-queen.
Heads up at the flop.
Another look from Dwan to Antonio.
You and Gus, you should. Aren't you cold?
I'm steaming. I mean,
Dwan's probably thinking, well, there's no ace, no paint on the flop. Maybe Antonio's missed.
idiot play of the year.
Okay, let me hear what you
Yep.
have.
Looks like he's going to take a shot at this.
Doesn't matter. I mean, I obviously had nothing.
I love this.
Good bet.
Ace-5.
I
Okay.
like the size of the bet because
14-7.
that's the kind of bet he would make if he had a big draw or if he had a set. Sort of saying, come on in.
I was so steamed when I saw the ace, and I decided to shoot out 62,000 drunk.
Another look.
Dead. I mean,
Saying, my name is Tom, not Tammy. How dare you raise me before the flop?
If Antonio gives up here, then that's the ultimate show that Negreanu definitely made a great. Yeah, no, look at this.
It works.
fuck, we would've
Oh my God.
again,
He bear claws the pot like he had a big hand.
Or me.
So this is what Tom Dwan has been doing. He's been stepping on the gas every single time he senses even the smallest bit of weakness. And as we all see on this episode, Antonio Esfandiari has basically not played a single hand, and he immediately gets punished because Dwan sees a flop that clearly doesn't really connect well with big cards that Antonio is likely playing, and he just swings for the fences with one bet, and then all of a sudden he gets another pot shipped his way.
Antonio, winded from the last hand, is taking a break.
Let's play a different game in the chat here, as we've seen a lot of the old school names mentioned again for Season 8 of High Stakes Poker. Give me some new names. Which player that has never played on High Stakes Poker would you like to see in the action? You know, I'm seeing Jason Kuhn mentioned, and he was one of the guys on my mind that I'd love to see. You know, but maybe you have some new names for us that we need to consider for High Stakes Poker. So give me some new names, players who have never played on High Stakes Poker that you think should be on the show. There's Ivy with the 7-deuce offsuit. I hope he wins this one.
You had so many chips compared to him, and he chop you.
At the winning coin flip,
Italy versus the US.
I was winning the coin flip at one.
You did,
And
yeah.
when we were 3 left, we won only 9, Sandy had ace 3.
Esfandiari.
Oh,
What
that
was
a-
this?
I took 2 shots.
5 players.
The
Just-
Italy versus USA, the Poker After Dark. Eric Lindgren, Howard, and
Interesting hand here.
Wow.
Phil Ivey raised to 3,000 with 7-deuce offsuit, and there is no 7-deuce bounty.
Can Ivy win this with 7-deuce? He's already grabbing chips. Can he do it? I mean, Dario has a flush draw here. I really wonder if he can pull it off. It's going to take probably 2 bullets at least, but I would love for Ivy to show 7-deuce here.
As we've had in past seasons.
Oh, lost some of the audio here. Let's see if that comes back. Well, that means that I'm just going to keep talking. We're looking at Ivy betting 12K with 7-deuce. Minieri maybe making the call here with the flush draw. I wonder if he will. All right, Minieri does make the call. We're still drawing live for Ivy to win this pot here with 7-deuce. Lost the audio for some reason. I would play the audio otherwise, but my VLC might be crashing. All right,
Ace is a good card for Phil Ivey.
audio's back.
He can continue with his story now, if he wants. Yep. Here comes chapter 3. 30,000, just like he has ace king or ace queen.
Let's go, Phil.
Dario is capable of doing something here. Does that man look like he's bluffing to you?
Show it. Show it.
Most players would probably turn over the
Oh.
7-deuce here just to show it was a 7-deuce, but not Phil Ivey. He doesn't want anyone to know he's bluffing until they see it on TV.
That's funny. I wonder if Phil Ivey had some kind of prop bet where if he wins a hand with 7 deuce in some kind of way, he gets paid after the fact if it's shown on TV. Because otherwise, why not just show the 7 deuce? That'd be amazing. All right, we're seeing some new names here in the chat. Garrett is sick. Aussie Matt #1. Jungle Man, Uncle Abe. Garrett and Limitless will be perfect for high stakes. Rick Solomon. Yes, Rick Solomon would be incredible. Gabrielle says the new kid you interviewed, Landon Tice, that'd be sick. Philip is saying Armenian Mike, that'd be hilarious. He obviously, not on this level. Let's see what is happening here. Philip Smith says, have the game on a private island like the UFC so that cash can be on the table. I mean, the cash does look so sweet, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see what else we have going on here. The guys are doing interviews, so I'm going to get caught up on some of these lineups. John Bagwell says, Jason Kuhn, Brent Kenny, Jungle Man, Tony G, Paul Fua. That'd be amazing. It'd be so cool to see. Ricky Gervais says, 2 layers of commentary on a clip that is 7 years old. Is live poker dead? I'm not sure what planet you're living on, Ricky, but there's not much live poker happening right now, especially not at these stakes. So we're just enjoying some old school high stakes poker action while taking some questions and having some banter. So in case you don't like it, just go away.
Now Dan's going to step.
If you do like it, please like the video. I appreciate it a lot.
6-9 suited.
Having a blast with this episode so far. We've seen some great hands.
Me and the Zohan.
For a second, I thought there was going to be a walk, and I was going to be like in shock.
Me and the Zohan.
The Sohan?
Ellie's referring to Daniel's impression of Adam Sandler. Both players flop straight draws. Daniel has an inside straight draw. He's bet 5,500. Ellie with an open end straight draw. Raises it to 13,000. Interesting, Daniel calls. He needs an 8 for his straight. Ellie doesn't seem to like that king. Daniel could have ace, king of hearts, ace, king of diamonds. He did raise before the flop. Ellie checks.
Oh, wow, that's 1-9.
Wow. Daniel exposes the 9 of
I
hearts.
just showed a card. How brutal is that? 1 second here. Oh, boy.
Oh, this is
Now,
amazing.
On 8-9, buddy.
All right, I got to check now. So
Now we know why Daniel called on the flop. He was going to take a shot in the turn, but he
God, what a card.
exposed the 9 of hearts, and here comes the 8 of hearts. Daniel makes it straight.
Amazing hand. This is really funny. 9 of hearts exposed.
Well, he already knows one of my cards.
I win.
Ellie not wanting Daniel to bet. Daniel does not accommodate him. Bets 20,000. It's a really tough decision for Ellie.
You did have the 9 jack? I wish I see the second one. That'll be a good one. You did have the 9 jack, man.
Ellie's wondering, why is Daniel betting 20,000?
It's a great bet size.
Would he have called a $7,500 check raise on the flop with an inside straight draw?
9, 10 of heart. I can beat.
Would Daniel bet a 10 for value here? 20,000?
He's going to do the math. Yeah, that's his specialty.
Or what card could Daniel be bluffing with? He has a 9 of hearts. What other card could Daniel have and be bluffing with?
Six, 9 I can beat, and the 9 jack I cannot beat.
Wow.
I lied. I have the 8-9. I'll let you have it.
You had the 8-9. That's so weird.
All right, so Daniel takes that one down. Really odd situation there with the 9 of hearts exposed. Thank you all so much for the love in the chat. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, or do whatever you do to let your friends know that this show is live. Tag them in the comments in case you are on Facebook, or just send them this video right away. We do this show twice a week. If you enjoy Run It Back, please join me again on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Right now, the Tuesday slot is the same every week. Next week, I have Jonathan Little on this show to watch some high-stakes poker action. Also on the show in the coming weeks, Alex Foxon. He's going to be on the show. It's going to be great to break down some high-stakes action, perhaps from some of the tournaments that we've been showing on PokerGo that he played in. Let's see what else is happening here. Gabrielle is asking, would Bryn play high-stakes poker? I think he would if he got invited. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let's say Rambo wants to resurrect Stu Unger. I'm totally for that. I would love to see Stu Unger join the show. That'd be awesome. Bobby Baldwin is a good name.
We know Daniel had the 9 of hearts in the previous hand. Dwan wants to bet on what the other card was.
Excuse me. It's really bright out here.
And I'll even tell you guys now who's right.
He doesn't think it was another 9 or a 10.
Yeah, if we're both wrong, I don't just say it.
I don't have to.
I really want to wait for to see it on TV. Okay?
You really want to wait?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you 15 to 10. Last offer.
11-5
And you get 10-9 and 9-9. And I only get one guess.
Definitely looks like Tom Dwan knows that Daniel had a straight there. Back to this hand. Dario hasn't given much credit to Gus's raise. He's re-raised to 11-5.
Send that offer over here, Tom.
You get 10-9 and 9-9?
No, well, I get to pick, and you get to pick.
Sure, I get to pick first.
We both get to pick.
I get to pick first.
I could pick the same hand.
No,
For 10.
No.
You both write it in the,
I'm
you
right.
both
Then
write
how
it
can
in
you
the
let this
paper.
guy go first?
You both write it on the paper. What's
No, he
wrong?
already said 10-9 and 9-9.
No,
No,
he's
he's
saying that
talking
you'll
about
go
himself.
both get one pick,
No.
and then
And Gus doesn't give much credit to Dario's re-raise.
Wow, this is a
35-5.
big raise.
Mr. Minieri.
I wonder if this is going to work.
You can just say yours. I told him.
And I check raise him on the flop. Check raise him.
Dario's getting pushed around a little bit.
Dario goes all
Boom!
in.
He goes for it.
I wonder if that's a good read or a moment of insanity.
that's not true.
5
I
seconds.
didn't insta-call. I thought about
10
it.
seconds. Sorry.
How does Dario know
Turn, I check, and then
Wow.
that Gus doesn't have a pair of
Win a
kings?
bet, and then
Sorry.
What a wild play this is.
you got your hand down.
Dario doesn't matter.
I already said mine.
Okay, I'm going to pick mine.
Well, Gus doesn't have a pair of kings and he's going out.
Well, mine was.
He told me.
Show the 9 of clubs. Do
Nice,
it.
insane move, Dario.
Okay, and none of you win.
Patso.
All right, one for Dario. Finally, he gets one. All right, we got tons of names in the chat for High Stakes Poker Season 8. Let me once again remind everyone that High Stakes Duel Round 3 is coming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on PokerGo. Yes, you have to sign up to PokerGo to watch this $400,000 match. And if Antonio Esfandiari wins, we move on to Round 4, and we get an $800,000 match. If Phil Hellmuth wins, this round, I don't even know how to call it properly, but this is over, and we go back to round 1 because Phil would then have won 3 in a row. Queens for Daniel here, and Queen Jack for Hansen. This hand could get big.
Nobody knows what Dario had in the last hand when he bet 213,000. I like to see him bet on that
Nice
hand.
fold.
He made his pair. And then, what's the sickest part is I probably was going to win the pot the normal way, and I would have won more. If I didn't
Meanwhile,
flip my card.
Daniel's raised to 3,000. He's got the goods this time.
I don't know. You get shoved on a lot.
Hmm?
You get shoved
I was
on
going to bet the turn. If he doesn't check raise, then.
Yeah, if he goes all in.
But if he just check
losing.
calls, I don't
Daniel's keeping up the conversation
I
about
don't
the
think he was
hand
check calling.
that he raised with 6-9.
was going to bet 12.
All right, we got three-way action here.
He's got
I
two
know, right?
callers.
I wonder if Negreanu's queens are going to hold up in this case. All right, let's do another side question here for everyone in the chat. Please let me know what your favorite poker hand is. I'm really curious to hear what you guys and girls think. And of course, pocket aces is everyone's favorite hand because it is the best hand. But if you have a favorite hand, like 10-7 suited, like Negreanu always said, or 10 deuce, Doyle's hand, let me know in the chat what your favorite hand is and why. Maybe you won a big tournament with it. Maybe the biggest cash game pot you've ever played was with that hand. Let me know what your favorite poker hand is. And if it's aces, then that's kind of lame because it's everyone's favorite hand. Gut shot here for Gus Hansen.
That king of clubs is not going to stop Daniel. King of spades might have.
No.
22,000, and that should be the name of that tune.
Like a value bet for
There it
me.
is.
The 20 dime seems like
Negreanu finally wins one. We all know he's been extremely unlucky on high-stakes poker, arguably or I guess I know for sure, the biggest loser across all 7 seasons of this show. All right, little commercial break here, but of course we cut those out, so we don't have to watch the commercial breaks at all here on Run It Back. We are watching season 6 of High Stakes Poker. This is episode 4. So last week we watched episodes 1 and 2. Now we're doing 3 and 4, just in case you are keeping track of those. We're getting tons of hands here suggested. We get Jack 5 suited, 10-9 suited, 8-9 suited. The Deuce 4, Brad Booth. That's a great one. I love that. King 4 offsuit always makes 2 pair. Kevin Beck, if you want to play heads up, please let me know, because that's a strategy that I can probably beat. What else we got here? Got quad aces with ace 4, so that's mine. Ace 4. Ace 4 is like fake aces, right? Because it looks like it looks like aces when you peel it on the side.
Because he laughed because
All
I
right,
was so shocked.
Dario is pressing the gas a little bit here.
The way he said it.
Oh,
I might be willing to bet more.
I'm not. I'd just be too sad if I was wrong.
aces.
Who's the other guy?
If you know the reference, please let me know in the chat.
I got it on before the flop. You want it. So that's in there, right? Wow, you must have just tortured it.
Raise.
There we go. Negreanu comes in with the big raise.
Dan's remembering what happened in the last hand between Gus and Dario, and he's hoping the same thing happens here.
And I said I thought
He's going to make a similar type raise
have left, Daniel?
to what Gus
Yeah, I
did,
said as of 2 days ago, and then I lost
Like
and
100.
hope Dario comes over the top again.
I don't think Dario is going to get too fancy with the 10-7 suited
How
here.
much a bid for? Gus, how much a bid for? 300, you said?
Oh, I'm betting 20.
20 with Gus, 80 with Phil.
84.
And Daniel is disappointed. Dario didn't go pazzo there.
All right, that's aces for Daniel. He wins a pot. Let's see. Chris May says, "What's up, Remko? Hope you're having a great day." Same to you, Chris. I hope you're having a great day as well. My day is awesome. I'm watching High Stakes Poker. What more can I wish for? Just rode my bike this morning. Life is pretty good. Can't really complain. There it is. Scott got it. Okay, Scott, you win. You win whatever the prize is. Scott, if I ever see you in Vegas, hit me up. Remind me of this moment. He says, that's Helmuth and Shaq's wife in the WSOP event when it was aces versus aces and kings. Exactly. I got him. One of the most iconic, hilarious, weird moments in poker history. Brett Ritchie involved in that hand as well. He, of course, called with the kings and was up against aces twice. Jared Randall, well, yeah, Jared, you did get it right, but the aces this is the sign, but it's from that clip. It's Bet Shaq. She puts her hands behind her back and she signals to Dan Shaq, who's in the crowd, that she has the aces. Incredible moment. Incredible moment.
Dwan, they both have a lot of money.
All right, what else we got here as far as hands go? 7-8 suited makes a straight flush versus ace king. Vincent on Facebook for a
And
big
the
cash
small
game
and
pot.
Big blind tag along for the 1600. And Dwan says,
Yeah, Mike Parker on Facebook says the same thing. Buddy's wife did the aces gesture in WSOP. Exactly, Mike. If you ever see me at the Rio of the WSOP in future years, please hit me up. I'll get you a T-shirt or something. What else we got here? Deborah says, I rarely win with aces. Deborah, bet more. Just raise. Get all the money in the middle. You will win with aces eventually. Just got to stick all that money in there.
What is EV?
Expected value.
Expected value. Okay.
There you go. You learned something today.
Yeah,
What is EV?
As if he didn't know that when he was saying it. I gotta call you out on that one.
$18,000 from Gus.
Let's see if Ivy continues.
Mr. Ivy's probably saying, well, if he's drawn at diamonds, he didn't make it. If he's drawn at a straight, he didn't make it. So if I had the best hand on the flop, I still have the best hand now. So I'm going to call my friend Gus. Neither player wanted to see that card, especially Phil. Gus gives it the helicopter check. Phil Ivey doing some deep analysis. I put him on a draw. Why didn't he bet?
Ivy might go big here. I'd love to see it.
What could he have?
Check.
I bet a check.
That's for Gus.
10.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
I'm seeing some people in the chat on Facebook saying they're heading to Vegas. Please be safe and let me know how it was whenever you're back here on Run It Back. I see Alfred Hernandez heading to Vegas this weekend and Chezi Zarur heading to Vegas tomorrow. Let me know in the chat. Have you ever been to Vegas? What's your favorite Vegas story? And if you haven't been, are you planning on going maybe next year? Maybe you're ready to go now. Let me know. Definitely, a little bit trickier this time around to come to Las Vegas. But I wonder if you guys have some Vegas stories. So if you've been to Vegas, let me know in the chat. I'm curious to hear how you guys loved the city. I live in Las Vegas. I love it here. Of course, when things quiet down a little bit, I'll be grinding some of those live cash games. I'm a low stakes guy, but in general, I miss live poker a lot. I would love to play, but I just don't feel ready yet. Alfred also says, chip shuffling, music to my ears. I agree, man. I love nothing more than the sound of chips shuffling. Dario Minieri, ace-queen offsuit. Let's see where this goes.
Lemon tea without sugar and an ace-queen for Dario Minieri.
I'll take all these. Excuse me.
Come on, man.
I only took a little extra, that's all. Nice, right?
Look, mine is nice fix. They fix nice.
What is Daniel thinking of?
Daniel decides
Wow.
to go after Dario.
Well, that's random. Jack 5 offsuit. Got to be ready for everything here on high stakes poker.
They don't know it yet.
Antonio Esfandiari still hasn't played a hand.
Like 150.
I'll pay $30 per month.
Well, you can probably alter, you can alter it a little bit. When you get this on video.
Yes.
Where can you watch it at?
That was like
Raise.
a year ago.
You know that's amazing. I've re-raised you with aces so many times, and he folds every time. You must have a good read or something.
Okay.
You win. Just take it. I was bluffing.
Wow, look at
You
that.
even say how much you want to raise.
I don't care. I'm not calling him. But
Just say how
I
much.
re-raised you with aces
For
3
the
times.
TV,
and,
just
and
say how
this
much
is
you
the
want to
first
raise.
time. And then you finally got something. I got weird timing. Really bizarre.
Daniel losing some pots here. Avid Gosh says, say my name. Say my name. Okay, just in this case, I'll say your name, buddy. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Nordic Nationalist says, helicopter check. Yeah, it's one of my favorite moves, the old spinneroo check. I'm much more of a tapper this way. There's plenty of ways to check.
I was probably giving you action with his hand.
High Stakes Duel, by the way, coming tomorrow to PokerGo exclusively 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. We have the weigh-in half an hour before on Facebook and YouTube, and then we go live to PokerGo. We have 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I got to just keep checking the notes here and say the right time here. Antonio Esfandiari versus Phil Hellmuth, 400K matchup. That's going to be where all the action's at. We have the Hype Show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern across all the social channels on Facebook and YouTube and also on PokerGo. So don't miss the Hype Show with Ali Najad and Nick Schulman. And then tomorrow night, the action kicks off as they play for 400K. If Antonio wins, we go to the next round, and it's going to be 800K. Exactly. You got that math right.
New card.
There was a small chance it was a
Simon Brown says, my wife and I honeymooned in Vegas from Scotland. It was awesome. Simon, I love that. That's amazing. Vegas is the perfect place for a honeymoon. Gary says, love Vegas. They're at least twice a year. Love hearing that as well. Chezi says, won the jackpot at Ultimate Poker at Red Rock. Man, I love Ultimate Poker. Ultimate Poker is my favorite casino game. Shout out to Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks, who always get me involved in some Ultimate Poker action. Mike says, what's your favorite poker room in Vegas to play in? That's a great question. I would have to say it's probably between the Aria or the Wynn, and which I guess now is the Encore poker room. Those are my two favorite spots. But then also, I love the local smaller poker rooms when they have something fun going on, like Green Valley Ranch or Red Rock. And I know, some of the poker rooms might not be returning after the pandemic is dealt with, but I love playing in some of those smaller rooms. It's always a blast.
but you couldn't find a way to stream it.
Four-way action here.
Or I couldn't at least.
All right, let's play this game one more time, guys. Let's hear it. Which cards do you want? Dwan, of course, has the edge with the pocket eights, but we still have some we still have some options and some outs here, as there's 4 players involved, $31,000 in the middle. Please let me know, who do you want to win, or who do you think is going to win? Let me know in the chat right now, because I'm going to take it off pause here in just a second, and we're going to roll the flop and see how this hand plays out. So we have Dwan with the eights. He's, of course, the favorite, but then we have 3 speculative hands that can really make some straights and flushes.
Or not stream it, but I mean.
You never drink and put tape.
And he's got 3 callers here. Daniel, Jason, and Ellie.
Still,
Both Ellie and Jason flopped inside straight draws.
I'm
I
in.
think Tom will be in too.
I'm definitely in.
Where did you get that from?
I remember the game in the house.
Right behind that wall.
Not for me.
Is it spicy?
Everybody checks the flop. Now Ellie has picked up an open-end straight draw.
Check.
Ellie bets here. He'll probably win. Jason and Daniel will go out, and Tom Dwan's got to feel Ellie's got him beat. I would guess, but never know what Tom Dwan's going to do. But Ellie's not going to bet. Check, check, check.
wow. Lots of checking in this hand. I keep picking the hands that are getting checked down. It's kind of a shame.
Nobody's going to take a shot. Tom Dwan, who checked 3
Wow.
times, is going to win the pot with his pair of 8s.
8s and 5s with a queen.
It'd be sweet if you make a trip right there.
If you make it trips.
Other players
Wow.
just let Tom.
That was too easy, guys. I was really expecting this pot to get big, but I guess it did not work out that way.
We're back for more high-stakes poker.
Wisco Baron is asking, who do you have on Thursday, Remco? I don't have the guest locked in for Thursday yet, but like I said, Alex Foxton's coming on the show soon. Timothy Adams, Bryn Kenny. So we're still figuring it out, but we're going to have a guest on the show on Thursday night for the 8 p.m. slot. So that should be a good time. It should be awesome.
What do you mean?
I mean, like
5
at
million?
least- No, but at least like 500.
500.
I don't know if for a year that's considered big anymore.
Consider
Like,
what?
I don't think it's big
There's
for a
no
year
way
bet
Phil
anymore.
can do it for 1 year.
Do what?
Not eating beef, pork, chicken, or fish for 1 year.
Oh, a vegetarian for a year?
Probably go crazy.
No, but he can eat fish. He wants to be able to eat fish.
No, he said no fish. The bet is 500, no fish. So
Wow.
We could do 500 no fish, and you can even buy out for
We could do it
200.
Hold on. Let me ask you guys this. This is the bet. Phil Ivey and Tom Lawler are talking about how much would it cost to be vegetarian for a year. The price offered is $500K. My number, and I eat a lot of meat, and I love meat, is probably $100,000. So if someone wants to pay up for $100,000, I'll go vegetarian. You know what? I'll go vegan for a year for $100,000. What price would it take for you to go? Let's do vegan because it's much more current these days. We're in 2020. How much would it cost for you to go vegan for a year? And let me know what your number is. I'm very curious to hear some of these numbers.
At any
We
point in
could-
the
we could
first
do it for.
2 months.
I'll try it for 2 million if you
I'll
want.
try it for 2 million.
That's too much.
Check.
As they discuss this vegetarian bet here, Daniel's flopped aces.
what your price will be without potatoes?
No, just
bet you-
without meat.
You got more discipline than I do, for sure.
Yeah, right. That had to be high. I just enjoy it too much.
How can you not be without a steak, huh?
The funny thing is Daniel is
Queen of
is
clubs
vegan.
on the turn gives Dwan 2 pair. Plus, it's a club. Doesn't look like it's going to stop Daniel. 18,000.
Old celibacy, like
Dwan's got to be a little skeptical of a flush here, too. He does have 2 pair. Be interesting to see if he raises.
my ways. So,
Daniel could also have aces up.
He's adding more
God.
pineapple to his diet.
God,
Dwan's just going to call.
Make it a year. Make it a year. Wait, make it a year.
a year. Wow.
I'd love to try this actually.
Do the same thing for
got an
500,000.
For the people who are watching and wondering what are we watching, this is season 6 of High Stakes Poker, episode 4 to be exact. So if you want to keep watching after this show ends, you can always go to PokerGo.com and watch all 7 seasons on demand right now and just dive back into the old school action without me talking over it. So that might be in your favor. All right, we're seeing some numbers here in the chat: 25K, 100K. $5,000. I would do it for 10K. 1 million, says Michael. $100,000 for going vegan for a year. That's going to be easy for most, but it's all relative, I guess. Well, I love my meat and I love my fish, so going vegan for a year would be extremely difficult for me and remove so many things from my diet. 100K is nuts. This is what Antonio calls too much money syndrome. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be worth my time and effort to learn how to cook all sorts of meals that are not involving any meat products. But yeah, I'm curious to see. Sammy says 50K. I need to lose some weight. Yeah, I think it'll definitely help to stay off the red meat for a while.
For
Probably
$3
not
million
gonna do it for
swing.
500 either.
500 if I put enough steak in front of you. I mean, I get to send you stuff, right? Like when you're playing at Bellagio, I get to order
That's
you.
exactly what-
Say, dude, Benjamin,
what
order
You know
this.
what I'm afraid of?
That's what I
But
would
we have to take out, like, if I eat meat by accident or something's in a dish
Somebody puts a
or something,
piece
and I
of,
realize it, and you know what I mean? That can't count, obviously, right?
like you eat a
If you-
ravioli
if
and it's
you
got
eat
meat
it
in
by
it by
accident-
See, like, if I
accident.
order ravioli and they
Right.
send me...
No, I mean, that doesn't count. But if you like order a steak and eat it by accident, then it's just like. No. I'm not saying.
I'm
by
going to
accident.
order a steak and eat it by
Like I'm
accident.
saying, if you order it and eat a bite and they're like, oh, about the bet, then you wouldn't like lose completely.
What would happen?
I don't know, I'd like lose, 200 or something. If it was 500 bet.
I'm just wondering, if for my celibacy bet there, what happens if I I just
Oh, wow.
And you realize, oh, sorry.
They bleeped something really good here.
Sorry we couldn't let you hear what Gus just said, but it was really funny, and it had to do with his proposing a celibacy bet.
Think that'll make the show?
Hey, this is very proper. It's a celibacy bet. I mean,
How much did you want to bet?
Meanwhile, back to this hand. In an unraised pot, Jason
Okay.
flopped a straight.
1 year without nothing.
Straight from Mercer. 6,000 in the middle.
500. Yeah, good luck on that one. Good luck.
He's
on
He
spent-
that.
bets
more than
3,700.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't be fair if you got screwed for the whole bet. Then what happens if you're drunk one time and like?
All right, do it for $1
you
million.
won't buy it?
That's the last. That's the.
500.
I can't do it. For
Gus
less
for
than
$1 million, he said, for you
I
too.
can't do it for less.
want
than-
half?
I'm gonna lose. I know I'm gonna lose.
Gus, do you want half?
I'm gonna be begging to settle in like 4 days.
You got like free equity because he's gonna ask you to settle for sure.
You will.
Take half, Daniel.
How much?
$1 million. Take 500.
4
I don't
days,
wanna bet
I'm
against my
in
buddy.
4 days, I'm gonna be begging.
37?
Begging.
I mean,
to
no,
settle.
but either you win a little bit of
I
money
can't even
from
eat
him,
sushi, can I?
or
I
you
think
lose to him
that's
and he's
the-
healthier,
What can you eat?
or you lose to
Yeah,
him and
I
he's
think the
healthier.
case is like 3 months from now, he's gonna call you and ask if he can have a steak.
My
And he'll
my
give you
price
like
is 2.
200 or 150.
That's what,
I might-
that's
I
what
might charge
Oppenheimer
you
did
too.
with
What
him.
can you eat?
No, I'm
don't
not
even
talking
know what to
about
eat.
eating.
Well, without meat.
Oh, for that?
Antonio doesn't make it straight.
You have to do a lot of veggie rolls at Kona Grill.
All right, I take $500,000 of your bet, Gus.
Wait,
He said he'll do
Eli,
it for $2 million.
take half of mine.
Wow.
Jason's added a flush draw,
Huge
too,
numbers being thrown around.
as the vegan bet conversation continues.
For my bet,
I tell you what. Let's add fish. Let's add fish and cut it in half.
No bet, no bet. You can do it for 50,000 with fish.
for my bet, am I allowed?
That's the end of this hand. Gus says something else.
Wow. So they're still negotiating this vegan or vegetarian prop bet. Definitely not going to happen. I can already spoil that for you guys. The celibacy bet also did not seem to work out. It is kind of funny to think about, but it's definitely not going to happen. Thomas is saying, going to Vegas as soon as it's safe again. Love the place and love playing at Bellagio. Man, I love playing at Bellagio as well. I really miss going there as well. Anthony Hawk says 100K would pay for the food for a year. That is a good point, actually. I hadn't thought of it like that. 100K will pay for a lot more than just the food. But yeah, we're going to want to make as much profit as possible if we do something silly like this.
Antonio, who's been noticeably absent in this conversation about this prop bet, usually loves stuff like this. He raised to 3,100 in the cutoff with a 4-5 offsuit. Dario sensed there was something going on.
Wow. Look at Dario, so
Dario,
sharp.
whose radar is working great on this show, made it 12-2, 8-3 offsuit.
Boy.
That would
Yeah.
be interesting.
Partying Saturday.
You'll settle much faster.
2. Actually, it might be, I don't know.
You know the way that Oppenheimer pay Phil Ivey every time for 1,000 for cigarette, 500 this?
I have to try it for $1 million. I mean, I would have to. That's just silly.
Antonio is not waving any white flags in this hand.
80,000 on the bet.
Wow, this hand is awesome.
Settle because you just want to go out and eat.
He suspects that Dario is doing just what he's doing,
I'll do it for a million. Ask him to
and he re-raises to 35,000.
I'm gonna do it for $1 million.
I wouldn't try to
And
finish
you
the
can
whole
go.
thing.
You think you can go? It's
Wait,
very,
do what?
Wait, which one?
Really
like
interesting with
Daniel,
these two hands.
To be like Daniel, it's almost
Hey,
impossible.
Posse, tofu, you can get this stuff that tastes just like chicken and just like burgers and just like all this kind of stuff. I'll show you all this that tastes just like the same. Yeah.
Is
They're
it
fake
about
steak.
1 ton?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. 10, 20, 45,
I hope Dario shoves it. That'd be amazing.
15, 35, 90, about 110.
Yeah, he's forever. You don't.
We've seen a lot of interesting unorthodox plays from Dario in this episode. Will we see another one here?
How much? What about bacon? Could you eat bacon?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go straight to bacon.
What?
Oh, these are good.
What would you charge to eat some bacon?
Ate too much. Like a whole slice of it?
It's like 4 slices.
Of bacon? God, that would really. That would be painful.
All right, Dario gives it up. I'm getting corrected here in the chat. I really appreciate that. I totally forgot. I thought this didn't happen. But yeah, apparently Ivy did make the bet with Tom Dwan, and he settled for, some people are saying 200K, some people are saying 100K. And it was settled. Okay, I got to dig up on my information there. I really thought that they ended up just talking about it forever on the show, and then it didn't happen. But maybe I was just completely wrong on this one.
I'm used to having these $1 million sweats with you, so I feel like once the other one's off, now I might as well scare myself that I'm going to lose another
What was the other million?
All right, you got it. We'll start at the new year.
million?
I thought that was
All right, booked.
We'll start at,
What are you
Well,
betting
the
on?
bet is on.
Wow, the bet's on.
Kara caught up with Phil and Tom to ask him about it.
Hold on, let's listen in.
Now, a little bit of action aside from the poker.
Ask him about it.
Now, a little bit of action aside from the poker. You've just made a fairly large bet. $1 million. You can't eat anything that moves. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to become a vegetarian for a year for $1 million.
Just like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it for a while. So this is kind of like an added incentive, but this definitely put me over the top, I'm sure.
$1 million is a great incentive, isn't it? And you think you're good here?
I like my side.
Really? What percentage
I
did you
hope
get?
no
What
one
odds?
books any more action, though. I mean, I could lose. I don't want to say anything that'll convince him to do better jobs. I mean, he's got a lot of willpower, and he might go out there and prove me wrong and cost me $1 million.
I mean, it's kind of tough to eat a steak for $1 million, right? I mean, I think
That's an expensive steak.
I'm hoping that he'll pay for that expensive steak. Steak can be tasty sometimes, so.
So taking Tom Dwan's money be a little bit sweeter than anyone else's?
Yeah, because he thinks he's stealing right now. He thinks that I'll have no shot at doing it. So
It's just gonna be so tough. All you can eat is eggs. You're gonna get tired of those after 2 months. What are you gonna do when there's like a 12-hour session and a bunch of fish online? He's just gonna quit. I'll pay him $1 million, and then I'll,
So
have
you're
the
up
fish
no
all
matter what
myself.
happens.
That's the idea.
He's gonna learn.
yeah, he'll learn. He'll learn the hard way.
Is it something that you could do?
For $1 million?
Yeah.
No. Definitely
Really?
not.
Well, how much would it take then? What's your number?
Shoot me 3 or 4, and I'll start considering it.
Wow, how rich.
What are you betting now?
I got to start at some point in January. Some point in January or February.
Okay.
I get to start it whenever I want next year.
January.
No, in January, February, March, somewhere in there.
January,
You get fish
February.
or
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's official. We have our first $2 million pot, and it's a side bet, not a poker hand.
Wow.
And you can book more action if you want. And you can book more action if you want. Probably. No. $1 million
Not
honor
yet.
bets.
So it's no
You know?
fish?
Strong.
The bet is no fish 1 year?
No meat, fish, chicken.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
But
crazy.
I didn't
you
bet
can
just
eat
no
eggs,
fish.
right?
Eggs.
You can
yeah,
eat
of
eggs,
course.
No,
right?
eggs
I
come
could
from the
have
chicken,
eggs.
of course, eggs. No,
I
but
mean,
you
if
know,
it's vegan,
I
but
tell you the question though.
Say vegan.
Here's what we said: no
But yeah.
beef, no chicken,
No, it's eggs
no
are okay.
pork, and no
This is really funny. I don't even want to talk over
nothing
this.
that moves.
No lamb, no turkey.
no
Eggs
fish.
are like
No,
borderline.
but what about shrimps?
No, that's not. You can't eat shrimp.
Obviously.
Aye, we didn't say that.
No, no. That's seafood. That's like.
Oysters don't move.
Eggs he's okay with. Because you know why? Otherwise you'll be
I mean,
dead. 'cause
no,
there's
but
there's
eggs
egg in
are-
so much stuff.
I
Like if you
thought
had
it
a
was
muffin,
vegan.
there's egg in it.
Eggs are alright, I guess.
I mean, because
but-
otherwise it's unfair. Like they batter something, they do it in eggs sometimes.
I'm gonna start it after Australia. That's when I'm gonna start it.
Are you going to Australia?
I think so. Are you?
Yeah. 100%.
I like it down there.
It's so nice down there. Love us.
Kings for Tom Dwan.
Girls are cute.
I'm just
All right, so the bet did happen. I was wrong on that one. But yeah, this action is from Season 6 of High Stakes Poker. So if you want to see any more of that action, PokerGo has all 7 seasons. So don't miss out on the rest of this if you want to keep watching, because clearly this is a very entertaining table.
Yeah, let's do some bracelet bets now while we're on
Oh, we might have some. You're gonna be my better on tennis down there.
Bet some tennis?
There's Ellie straight.
The girl I
Daniel would have also made his inside straight, and there's 3 spades out there also.
like number 4 in the world.
Oh, really?
Who?
Caroline is her name.
Check, check. Ellie doesn't bet his straight,
Tennis player, you said?
She's 4th in the world right now?
so he makes the bottom end of it now, too.
19.
So 19-year-old?
She's very nice.
And Dwan must feel that his kings might be
I'm
good.
trying to get a celibacy bet on here.
I like how he says celibacy.
Celibacy.
Yeah.
Celibacy. Whatever. Whichever one of the two.
Kit K on YouTube says the Ivy Greenstein conversations that just came on PokerGo were kind of funny to watch. They argue like an old couple. I mean, if you guys want to watch that, check it out on PokerGo as well. We have the Phil Ivey Conversations, which is an interview that we taped recently. Him and Barry Greenstein talking. Very interesting stuff to watch. Phil Ivey opening up a bit more about his life and his career, which is awesome. James says, Remko, you seem so lonely. I'm definitely not lonely. I'm loving it. I'm just like completely focused on this game, which has been such a blast to watch with you guys over the last hour and a half. And sometimes you don't need a friend. Sometimes all you need is high-stakes poker.
Pull the trigger. One time.
Does that mean you call?
Huh?
I don't think you wanted a raise there, Ellie.
Next time on
Ooh, next time on High Stakes Poker. I won't spoil this for you guys because the next time on High Stakes Poker will be here on Run It Back. So please join me again for the next episodes of Run It Back at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. And then next week, we have Jonathan Little joining us at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with all your friends if you enjoyed the show. I loved hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate everyone coming out to check out High Stakes Poker Season 6 with me. And then I'll be back with more in the near future. So for now, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone reaching out. If I missed your name, if I missed calling you out, come back next time. I'll try again. There was a lot of action in the chat today. I really loved it. And if anyone wants to bet me to be vegan for a year, let me know. There is a price on it, but it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to try out and figure out how much the price is going to be. All right, for now, my name is Remko Rinkema. Follow us on Twitter at PokerGo if you want to stay in touch and learn more about the latest and greatest about High Stakes Duel, and of course, the announcement of High Stakes Poker Season 8. And then I'll see you guys on Thursday night for another episode of Run It Back.